Hey Dan K Show fans, yet another week, yet another year, yet another Dan K Show. It's Dan K Show time. Dan K, Lucas Jones, right back after this with your three things. We're back, we're better than ever. 2018 has come. It is time for hockey. Lucas, I just got back from shivering at the Winter Classic. It was cold, it was frigid, but guess where it's going to be even more frigid? That's where we start our three things. Thing number one, below zero. And it's going to be below zero when Lucas and I arrive at the Winter Showcase this weekend in Marlborough, Massachusetts. If you're watching, you might already be on site at the Winter Showcase. It's snowing, it's blustery, it's windy. We're sorry we're not there yet. We tried to play it after the snow because last year during the Winter Showcase there was a snowstorm and we had to push a car up the hill. We'll hopefully not have to do that this go around. Thing number two, Winter Showcase. We're going to have tons of games. We're going to be doing play-by-play, little color commentary. We're going to be introducing a new sideline reporter to the Dan K Show who's going to be helping us out with a lot of things. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great week. We're going to have a lot about it on this week's show. Thing number three, we love the Yoopers, Lucas. We love the Ironwood Yoopers. We're going to finally get a chance to air an interview with the coaching staff, with the ownership group, some incredible, incredible fellows that want us to take a propeller plane out there, a little prop plane, over a lake to get to Ironwood. That's very scary. I hate flying. I do it way too much. I don't think I could do it with propellers. We'll see. More coming up next. Let's go Dan K Show Winter Showcase edition.
The Dan K Show's coming to your town. The Dan K Show, covering everything USPHL from the NCDC, Premier and Elite. The Dan K Show, starring Dan K and Lucas Jones.
Lucas, it's Winter Showcase time. You know, every show starts off with a lot of Dan talking, a lot of Dan K chat. It's time to get Lucas involved here. Lucas, I'm going to have play-by-play. You're going to have color commentary all weekend long on Hockey TV. Dan K, Lucas Jones bringing you must-see matchups from throughout the USPHL. Lucas, why don't you introduce those matchups to the folks at home? What games can they watch us on this weekend?
Well, we've got 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, 5 NCDC games in total, and 1 Premier game. So Saturday, 10:40 a.m., New Jersey Rockets versus South Shore Kings NCDC. 3:40 p.m., New Jersey Hitmen versus Islanders Hockey Club NCDC. How do we get that game? I still have no idea. We are certainly excited for that. That's 2 powerhouse teams in a powerhouse division facing off.
Oh, these are 2 teams that come playoff time are always playing one another, always battling. The Tremblay versus the Harris matchup. Toby Harris taking on Sean Tremblay. It's always fun. It's going to be a battle in the blizzard. That's what it's going to be on Saturday.
And it's a little bit of Dan versus me as well, because if you're familiar with last year, we picked our all Dan K teams.
Yes, yes. And I am a Sean Tremblay guy. I went with Sean Tremblay. It doesn't mean I'm not a Toby Harris guy. I know Toby Harris would love to put on some pads and some skates and run me into the boards after hearing that one. But Lucas here, always a champion of the Hitman style.
Yeah, well, you know, we each got to play to our strengths, and, you know, if you haven't watched that, you can go to our channel and watch that, but let's keep moving down the list with the last game on Saturday, 8:20 p.m., PAL versus the Connecticut Junior Rangers.
The PAL Junior Islanders coming into town to play the Connecticut Junior Rangers. The Rangers, a team I have always loved to watch. It's a great organization, some real good hockey lineage in the coaching staff and the front office of the Connecticut Junior Rangers. They really battle. They always put together a good team. Their goaltending's always impeccable. They never have an issue between the pipes. They just roll out great goaltenders year in, year out. They find the best of the best. Then you go to PAL. PAL's always a team that scores from the blue line. Their defensemen get involved. The home of Joey Duzak, the king of Mercyhurst right now. This is an organization that loves to score goals, loves to play offensively. It's a great matchup between the two of them. This may be one of the best of the weekend.
We've been told to talk more about PAL. We'll be talking about them for 2 hours and approximately 30 minutes on the broadcast starting 8:20 p.m. Saturday. Then Dan and I are going to get some sleep. We're going to come back at it Sunday morning, 9:40 a.m., bright and early, for South Shore Kings versus Syracuse Stars NCDC. followed up by the 1:20 game, Connecticut Junior Rangers versus Boston Bandits, a team that
Bandits are going to try to steal that one, right, Lucas? Come
Absolutely.
on.
They've been featured on the show a couple of times now these next few weeks, so we'll get a chance to really watch them in person. The last game that we do before we head back to Jersey through hopefully not a snowstorm is a 5 p.m. game, South Shore Kings versus Dell's Ducks premiere.
Quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth. Dell's Ducks come into this. They were reeling a bit early in the year. They start to put it together. They're going to take on a South Shore Kings premier team that we put second in the Dan K Show power rankings going into this tournament. Chase McKay between the pipes. You've got a potent offense. You've got some great deep pairs. This is a team that really clears out space on the ice. They win the battle on the boards. They play the right game. They play it the right way. This is going to be a fun matchup. If the Dell's Ducks are going in the right direction here, they're going to look to give teams like this trouble. They got to give teams like this trouble. They need to start racking up wins come this time of year. This is a great chance for them right now to showcase themselves.
And it's an interesting matchup. You always love to see the clashing of styles, especially this, getting towards the second half of the season. Our team's able to change it up. Our team's able to figure out the way that different regions of the country play. We will see. We'll be releasing all this information on the Twitter, so if you're not following us on Twitter, do so at the _Dan K Show. And we'll be tweeting out when we're starting to do all these games so you can follow along on Hockey TV.
You follow along with us. I promise you I'm going to bring you my best of the best. Every time I do play-by-play, Lucas, I judge my success on whether I have a voice at the end of the weekend. I guarantee you I will be voiceless come Monday morning. I'm going to bring some power, some energy, some goal calls, some power play goals, and some great hockey from Marlborough, Massachusetts. I look back, Lucas, at this Boston Bandits team taking on the Connecticut Junior Rangers, and let's not forget the fact we're going to get to see Josh Vertentis, one of the leading goal scorers, the leading goal scorer in the USPHL right now. Just how good has Vertentis been?
I think those numbers say it all. He's a guy that not only can do it offensively, he's just involved.
Yes.
He's just somebody that when you watch him, he's not right side, left side. He's not offense, defense. He's everywhere seemingly all the time, especially when his team needs him to be there the most. He's got a very heads-up player on the ice.
He moves without the puck well, and I think that's something. I used to do a lot of hockey down in the Philadelphia area, and there was a young man, Ryan Badger, USPHL lineage, went up to UMass to play. Ryan Badger always put himself in the right place at the right time. He wasn't a guy who, if you didn't know the game of hockey, you wouldn't always know what Ryan was doing, but Ryan was always clearing out paths, getting in front of the goaltender, making his life a living heck, we'll call it. And I remember hearing about him playing in a little scrimmage against some college athletes during the offseason, and everybody said, man, this kid's 5'4", and it's like dealing with a dude who's 8'6". He's strong, he's powerful, he's got good skates, and that's what Vertentis does. He puts himself in the right positions, he wins board battles, he does it all. Almost like a Michael Laffin, another star from the Jersey Hitmen lineage. Michael Laffin now tearing it up at Holy Cross. And you look at some of these players from the USPHL lineage and you try to compare them to these guys. That's where Josh Vertentis falls, and he's been absolutely incredible. I can't wait to watch him. I know Lucas can't either. Lucas, what else do we have for him at the Winter Showcase? What else are we going to be doing while we're there?
Well, we're going to be bouncing around like we always are,
Yep.
trying to get some interviews. If you want to be interviewed and you see a guy walking around in, what are you going with, the bright white suit this time, or red pants?
I'm thinking about maybe the purple people eater suit this go around, or maybe even the blue. I've got a blue Hawaiian blazer. I might go with that so I can kind of bring in that New Year flair, and when it's going to be -9 degrees outside, I'd like to feel warm, at least on the inside in my heart.
Well, Dan will be wearing some ridiculous suit. I'll be wearing a real suit, probably with a brace on lefty so he doesn't get too cold up there in the negative temperatures. Stop us, say, hey, I want to talk to you guys. We want to get on an interview. Sure, we'll interview you. We'll ask you some questions. We'll, have a little fun. We'll be doing these games, so feel free to tweet at us while we're doing those games. It's always an interactive experience when we're on the broadcast.
We're happy to talk to anybody. We're happy to interview anybody. We'll put you on camera. We'll talk about your career. This whole show, the whole point of it is to get players, coaches, and teams from the USPHL seen, heard, and watched. And like I said, when we were down in Florida, we talked to a lot of different college hockey coaches who reference this show as a way that, they watch it and they get to see kind of who we're talking about. They get to see who some of these players are, because it's a big league, right? This hockey world is huge. It's a huge hockey world. It's tough to find all those diamonds in the rough, and we try to help out. We try to help bring that to light. if you are one of those diamonds in the rough, let us know. Let's get an interview. Let's get you on camera, and let's get the Dan K Show going here.
Absolutely, and coming up next, we've got that interview we promised with the Ironwood Yoopers coaching staff and ownership group.
Yoop, yoop. Hey, Dan K Show fans. We are here with the best dressed man in the world. And for the first time in my life, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about this man to my right. We've got the Ironwood Yoopers here. We've got, gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
Scott Sturgeon, head coach, general manager.
Luke Penrose, administration.
Dave Ozier, assistant coach.
And sir, who are you?
Lucas Jones, assistant captain on the Dan K Show.
Assistant captain of the Dan K Show, Lucas Jones here. Gentlemen, let's start with you, Coach. I want to talk to you a little bit. What are the goals this season with the Ironwood Yoopers? What are you guys doing up there at the Yoop?
Well, we're trying to get everybody we can to advance up to an NCDC team, get as many college commitments as we can, and as a team, our goal would be to get to nationals. Obviously, that's what we want to get to.
Now, let me go over here. This seems like a pretty fun bunch that you're dealing with here. Talk about the camaraderie, not just from the team sense for the players, but at the administration level, the coaching level as well.
Well, the administration level, they're a little difficult to deal with, and it makes my life a lot tougher. The kids are great. Administration, a little shaky.
A little shaky with the administration. So let's turn to the administration here, and let's look at this man. First of all, the most incredible suit of all time, and this isn't the only one this man's got. He has run through a Rolodex of pictures. You reached out to us. We had mentioned that it's going to be tough to get to Ironwood, a long drive. But you mentioned there's some puddle jumpers, $79 flights into Ironwood. Talk about that. Talk about Ironwood and why we should be getting up there to cover this event.
Well, Ironwood's got a airport there, and we've got $79 flights from Chicago and Minneapolis to Ironwood, and $79 one way, but they're fantastic flights. We've taken them several times. Our assistant coach, Dave Ozier, has been on those Chicago flights quite a bit. The planes are fantastic. They got large seating and everything else. If you don't mind propellers, you're not going to get much jet lag, but it's fantastic.
It's a quick flight. Now, we move away from the flight up there, and we talk about the suit. Where did this start?
Obviously, it all started with Don Cherry. Obviously, Grapes, if you watch any of the movies dedicated to him, he talks about how he sent drapes in to have them made into a suit. Well, I found the company that makes his suits, and I've contacted them a couple of different times, and they've sent me some of the suits that he has. The one I was wearing yesterday was a Canadian maple leaf suit. He's got the exact opposite. He's got a white suit with red maple leafs. Mine's a red suit with white maple leafs. And it was pretty popular yesterday with some of the Ontario people that we have here with us. So.
See, how about that, eh? That's what I always say. I love a little Don Cherry. Don Cherry is the greatest of all time, the GOAT, right? And shout out to Don Cherry out there. But, Coach, has this rubbed off on your players at all? Have the players picked up on this style? Are they starting to wear these suits? Is there any more flair with the team dress now?
We have some sharp-dressed players, but nothing quite like our administration, Luke Penrose here. But we guys dress nice. We're good to go. You didn't probably realize that we dressed us nice in the UP.
I didn't know much about the UP. I got to get up to the UP now. Lucas and I were talking about it. Lucas, do you have a question for these guys here? I'm going to pass the mic.
Yeah, I may not know much about fancy suits, but I do know a little bit about hockey. I know you guys have been having a great season so far. So what do you contribute a lot of your successes to?
I would have to say we care about the kids, and they can read that from us. They see we're there for them, that we're trying for them. We're trying to make them better players. We're trying to help them advance. We're doing everything we can for them, and they feel it. And they work very, very hard for us, just as we work very hard for them.
Ladies and gentlemen watching at home, if you are looking for a place to play hockey, what better place than a UP? You can see the family environment, that small town vibe, in a big city type of personality right here. You've got it all going on in Ironwood. The Yoopers coming at you. They're having a great weekend so far. They got a 12:20 start today. We'll see if they can take yet another W home with them. This has been Dan K, Lucas Jones, Dan K Show. We'll be back with more after this.
Now, Dan, that was a pretty great interview. Before we get to the empty net, I'm pretty sure our on-ice reporter, Alex Jones, has something to chime in with here. You might remember him from last year. He was on during the playoffs. He'll be joining us at the Winter Showcase of the All-Star Game. Alex, what's up?
What's up, USPHL fans? Jonesy here, checking in. Just wanted to give you one quick correction for the show. Dan actually messed up. He picked Sean Tremblay as his coach in the show. Not the case. It's actually Toby Harris. So it's one quick correction. If you go back, Lucas actually noticed it. Didn't say anything because enough shows with that guy, and you learn to keep your mouth shut. But I'm excited to correct any other mistakes you guys may have this weekend up at the Winter Showcase in Massachusetts. I will be there. If you see me or see us, come say hi. It's going to be a cold one, but if you see me, I'll probably have my jacket on. But I'm excited. Love great hockey. So with that, I'll send it up to you guys with the empty net. Thanks, guys.
You are watching The Dan K Show. Everything USPHL. From the NCDC to the Premier and Elite Leagues. The Dan K Show with Dan K and Lucas Jones.
Lucas, get your phones out. It's empty net time. It's time to go on social media and find out just what the folks are saying at home, what the fans are saying to Dan K and Lucas Jones, who's hashtagging Dan K Show, who's following us at The Dan K Show. Remember, if you're not following us at The Dan K Show, follow us at The Dan K Show. Get on Twitter, get on Instagram, get on Facebook, all The Dan K Show. You can find us with the same thing on all three sites. Very easy. Go do it now if you haven't done it yet. Lucas, I'm going to start the empty net right here. The New Hampshire Monarchs, you want to talk about great organizations. We've talked about this team a lot. They get their guys back from winter break on December 31st and have a New Year's Eve practice after giving the boys some time off, letting them see the families, letting them get home. Everybody wants to be there. They get right back to work on New Year's Eve with a 5 p.m. practice. And it sounds like they may have been skated a bit on the first day back because Coach said, this is the day, 2018, asks how hard you worked during your 2017 time off. And that one to me, Lucas, sounds like a little character building 101 on December 31st.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a subtle call out there because, you give these guys some time off, but, it's understood that, you got to come back to reality. I mean, everyone does. If you have a winter break, if you, got some time off from your job, eventually you got to come back to reality. I think reality might have hit the Monarchs a little hard on New Year's Eve.
It sounds like the same thing that happened to me. I mean, with this whole winter break and the holidays and everything, I took some time off work and we haven't been traveling as much. I've been eating a lot of candy. I've been eating a lot of fatty foods, a lot of sporting events outdoors where I'm having a lot of food. And I tried to walk up the steps today, Lucas, and it was tough.
I feel you, Dan. Well, let me hop over here to a tweet from the Minnesota Moose. They actually retweeted a photo saying, "Can't wait to be back with the boys, hashtag roll moose."
Back with the boys, roll moose, hashtag antlers up, hashtag let's go Minnesota. And, I go to one more, Lucas. The Chicago Cougars have been all over the Twitter sphere the last couple days, putting out their best pictures and videos of the year. I don't know if you've seen this little backhand shimmy, the dangles on this one. There's a goal. I'm not going to ruin it for you. You have to go to the Chicago Cougars Twitter, and you have to follow them, and you have to check it out for yourself. But you can go vote. They have 4 videos, 4 pictures, looking for their best of the year. I'll tell you what, there's a must-see goal in there.
Yeah, definitely. I saw that tweet come up, and I was like, wow, these are incredible. It's going to be tough to pick.
Tough to pick from. I didn't do it. I couldn't pick, although the dangles were incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, tweet to us, write to us, talk to us, come see us at the Winter Showcase. If you're there, stay warm, stay bundled. We'll be bundled and warm as well. Getting ready to bring hockey. If you're watching along with us on Hockey TV this weekend, if you're any of the fans of these teams, or if you're just a hockey fan looking to watch along with yours truly and Lucas Jones, remember, if you tweet to us throughout the games at The Dan K Show, we will talk to you. We will talk to you on the broadcast, give shout-outs, we'll do anything you need. We answer questions during intermission. It's a fun broadcast. We're trying to make it for you, trying to make it fun for all of us. I've had a great time. Lucas, anything else for the folks? Great close from Lucas. That's mental telepathy right there. Normally I say parting words. I didn't have to say it to this man. He knows when to be quiet, and that's the only way you can deal with an egomaniac like Dan K. Dan K, Lucas Jones, when Dan K's on the mic, it's always hockey night. We'll see you in Marlboro, folks.
You're never going to get me.
Never. I thought I did.
Never.
I thought I was going to get you and then say, ooh, we had closing words.
No,
I thought that was going to be it.
I am onto you,
I
Kim Check.
thought that was going to be it. As an egomaniac, a resident egomaniac of the Dan K Show, who can barely say the word egomaniac, I always expect to win.
That's why it's great when your head gets big because it expands outwards, but I'm shorter than you, and
It's-
so it expands
hold on.
just above my
Hold on.
head.
Hold on.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, it like goes this way, and I'm down here in my own world. You've got your world up in the clouds, like a sky person,
Up here, sky
and
person.
I'm down here like a hobbit.
A little hobbit says, what does it have in its pockets?
It's got a cell phone and a wallet, some keys.
That was that was actually the Hobbit. That was a Hobbit? No, there was Frodo.
Yeah.
Frodo finds a way. No, that's Bilbo. Come on. We should know this better. That's
We
the
should,
Hobbit.
yeah.
That's Bilbo
We
Baggins.
should hire a Lord of the Rings fact checker on the show.
Oh, we had one. It's right here.